Hey everyone, Dan here. Before I get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy.
All right, folks, here we are on Monday, December 4th. We're going to take a look at Rocket Lab today. So somebody suggested I take a look at Rocket Lab, and I came in. Webull chart, we'll go over it, but it's not super interesting. But the Think or Swim study is actually pretty interesting. So we'll cover both of those charts and systems and call it a video. So here on the Webull chart, you can see it's just sort of caught at the moment, if we're generous, about $5 to the upside and $4 to the downside. It's mostly compressed within this like 450 to 4 range. Or not 4, sorry, 415, say to 450, somewhere around there. And so, it's just kind of consolidating, moving sideways. This gap that it had left here is sort of filled, maybe, it filled it with some wick up here. So we'll see if that's enough or if it gets drawn back up there again. But, in the vast scheme, you see sort of the drawdown here. So if it does slip this level that we have at 414, there was that recent low that we saw at 4. But if it loses that, the level down here is going to be somewhere around like 375 or so. I'm not going to put it in yet because there's actually quite a few levels on the chart here. But if it does pick up, right, it's trying to put in this nice scoop at the moment. So we'll see if that plays out. Could put in something similar to a W, like a bubbly W. But 477, the nearest in resistance level that I see. And then 502, which is probably just like, is this going to hold over 5? It's probably just the psychological 5. 536, 571, and then there is this little gap from 583 to 604. 21 cents for a stock of this price. It's a decent percentage. And certainly if it got it up there to fill that gap, like that would be the more important thing than how big the gap is, of course. So we'll see if there's any sort of like gravitational pull, if you will, for it to come up and try to fill that gap. Like we said, it did have one here that it filled relatively quickly. This one formed even further back, so it spent longer time out of that. But it's very far away percentage-wise at the moment. So we'll see if that means anything. But I am sort of interested to see if it continues to put in this, like I say, this bubbly W pattern. So that's the Webull side of things. Now on the Think or Swim study, the most interesting thing to me here is this pinning to the mid-range of the channel. So it's just sort of continuously either magnetizing or trying to get some support, losing that support, on the mid-range of the channel here. But this has been triggering on the TTM squeeze indicator for a long time. So who knows how reliable this is? It's an indicator, so it, maybe nothing. Sometimes they throw up their indication and it just doesn't materialize. It had a brief trigger and fire here that didn't really amount to much of anything. And with some stocks and some setups, we see a trigger fire that basically doesn't do anything. And then on the re-trigger and the refire, that's when there's an actual impressive move. Now, which way the move goes is the question. But, it at least gives you sort of like something to keep an eye on in case something starts to take shape. So that's what I'm most interested in, especially when it's pinned to the mid-range of the channel and especially when it's on a re-trigger and a refire. That's super interesting to me. And this is a super lengthy trigger. So we'll see if that develops into anything. Obviously, there's plenty of room to move, to stretch the channel. The channel is quite compressed. When it was sort of more volatile, it was broadening out a bit here. You see back here was very compressed as well. So, as that channel stays relatively compressed, it's at the mid-range, trigger and fire is developing. I don't know how long it'll take, but that's sort of piques my interest. So if I couple that with this, again, potential for this bubbly W, that there could be something that sort of takes shape here, but it's in its sort of like toddler stage. It's not quite in its infancy, right? Because it's done a bit of the work already, but it's kind of, moving toward maybe maturing in some direction. That's always the question, right? Is what is this developing into? But those are the signs as far as I see them on the charts. So we'll keep an eye on it, and if folks are interested for me to come back when things start to take shape, whichever way this goes, leave a comment, let me know if that's interesting or not. All right, folks, I hope that your week is off to a good start, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.